Good evening, everybody. This is Chris Wall. I'm the executive producer of the Wingfeather Saga animated series. Happy Thanksgiving, or Friendsgiving, or whatever is going to be celebrated at your house. I am in my autumn orange right now in my corduroy. I'm feeling very comfortable. It is a beautiful fall here in Tennessee, and we are so close to releasing Wingfeather Saga Season 1, Episode 1. It's crazy. It's a week and a half from now that we get to share this all with you. And we have been on this very long journey. How many of you watching out there are OG Wingfeather people, had a copy of this book, the original? This is our copy, our family copy. It is beloved and really beat up. Reading this first book in 2008 to now, it's kind of surreal. And we had the most amazing thing happen last week, and we're going to tell you a lot about it tonight. But we got to celebrate with our cast and crew and some investors and others with a Nashville red carpet premiere, and it's like a dream. I'm still kind of coming out of that actually happened, and Andrew and I both just couldn't believe how spectacular it was. Andrew couldn't join us this evening. He has been a little under the weather, but he's going to try to catch us next time on December 2nd, actually. So sends his love and regards. We have a really cool thing we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about the premiere. We're going to show you some cool stuff from it. We're going to meet with the designer who helped design the lobby experience for that event. And then we have a couple cool announcements, and then some very special music from the Arcadian Wild. Some of you may remember that the Arcadian Wild is this really cool band that, if you don't know them, go find them right now on wherever you listen to your music. That has been a significant part of the music for Wingfeather Saga, and you'll get to hear more about that later. But you want to stay to the end of this one because we have a very special announcement. It's some pretty big news that we've been hoping to be able to share with you, honestly, our whole team, and we were finally able to confirm that we indeed get to share this news tonight. So that we're going to save that right for the end. So just hang out. It won't be a terribly long one tonight, but this will be worth hanging out for. Okay. All right. Some of you might be familiar with the fact that Wingfeather Saga, for all the time that it's been out, hasn't had a lot of cool merch, hasn't had a lot of cool stuff that we can be a part of, both for the books and now, of course, the animated series. And so because we are getting to make the series now, and because any merch we make actually goes to help us make more episodes, it's the coolest system that when you support our show by buying a shirt or a hoodie or any book, that helps us make more episodes. Isn't that the coolest thing? So we have been able to make a lot of really cool things. And we just started a couple new things, including this beautiful ornament. It's Thanksgiving week, so our tree will be going up later this week. And we have a Wingfeather Saga commemorative ornament that they made. And it's super cool. Season 1, so it's like here we are at the beginning of all this. And our family loves having little ornaments on the tree that kind of, for each of our kids, it kind of marks a stage of life or a key moment. And so this is definitely going on the tree for us this year. It's been a big part of our family's life. But in celebration of that, we thought we'd do a cool Black Friday thing. And so we have a big Black Friday sale happening all week up through the 28th and up to 50%. Check out all the cool stuff. There are some new hoodies in the mix now. You may have missed. There's some, there's a Tooth Cow hoodie. It's one of my favorites, actually. The Wingfeather one, it has a really cool print on the front. It looks a little dark in this, but trust me, it's really cool. We have a Thags journal. So those of you that know the Thags, the 3 honored and great subjects. A really cool, well-made journal. And then, of course, you got to have a bucket hat. This one's got a really cool patch on it that is of an icon of the Shining Isle. And then puzzles. Oh my gosh, I actually didn't see these until they were ready, but we have some really cool puzzles. We love puzzles as a family, and here they are for season 1. So these are available individually, or you can buy a bundle of all 3 puzzles. Anyways, they're all on sale this week, just celebrating the show going out and what's about to happen with all this. So hopefully that's useful for you guys, and just know that every time you go and buy something in the store, it's a portion of that money is going to help us make more episodes. It really is. That's how this whole thing works. So and we are in the process of funding for season 2. We're deep in that pre-production cycle, but we want to fund the rest of that production. That's going to happen through folks like yourself buying merch or paying it forward. And as the episodes come out, we're going to talk more about that. But yeah, that's part of the thing here with being with Angel Studios is our episodes, our show will always be free. That anybody can come in and watch it and enjoy it. And some of you will engage with us, and that'll be a way for us to pay for the show. So there you go. You can go visit. There's 2 ways to get here: either shop.angel.com or wingfeathersaga.com/store. They all go to the same place. So it's wingfeathersaga.com/store or shop.angel.com, and Wingfeather is there. So yeah, you can come see that. The next thing I get asked right after we talk about the store, I get this asked all the time. I'm sure you get it too. Where am I going to see the show? So where's this show at? You keep talking about the show. Well, you're watching it right now, either probably on YouTube or Facebook, one of the two. We'll have it here. We'll do a live stream just like this, and you can totally watch it here. That's totally fine. We're also going to have it over in the Angel Studios apps. And so if you go to angel.com/wingfeather, angel.com/wingfeather, you can find the show there. And there's a theater already set up. It's got the trailers in there and features and that kind of fun stuff. So go see that there too. Okay, less than 2 weeks away. What's the feeling? The feeling over here right now is just a whole bunch of excitement and anticipation. Can't wait. We got to screen this, like we said, with some folks here in Nashville and got a sense of what they thought. And it was pretty wonderful. It was pretty special. We've been working for a very long time to kind of build out and layer upon layer. And we're just about ready to throw the doors open and have you into it. And I think we're all feeling just very excited. Yeah, December 2nd, Friday, December 2nd. The question has arisen, when on Friday? When on Friday, December 2nd? So are you guys like our family? So our family, when we know a new show's coming out that we like to follow, we recognize that it's actually midnight the night before. You can go watch it maybe, right? In some cases. Well, in our case, we're going to do a live stream just like this, and it'll be at 7 p.m., just like it is tonight on December 2nd. But I can tell you, because I know a guy, that if you hop in the app at that point, you can watch it on the app just after midnight. So, say up Thursday night, you can watch it early for everybody else. If that's your family style. I don't know. You know, some families stay up late, some families are early bedtime. But just know that we'll be live streaming at 7, but the app will get it a little earlier. Okay, there you go. All right, let's talk about this red carpet premiere. We did a red carpet premiere for our short film that we made way back in 2017 here in Nashville, and it was just an amazing event, had a lovely time. This was like levels bigger. And so we have some cool photos we want to show you of some of the event and what it was like, and it was astonishing. So here is this huge red carpet. We actually had 2 red carpets. This one was one that the different people that wanted to interview media and stuff, and then the cast and different folks would walk down this carpet and be asked a bunch of questions. And it's this huge long carpet. So it actually had a turn at the end of it. It was so long. Yeah, that was one on the carpet. We also had a family and investors red carpet that different people got to walk down and get their photos taken. So it was just a night of real celebration, and it was wonderful. Lots of really great people, including, oh look, there's Andrew and myself. I chose the bow tie, he chose the straight tie. That's how it works. Getting interviews, asked a lot of questions about Wingfeather that we get to tell people. You're wondering, well, I haven't seen these interviews. Yeah, so a lot of these reporters that were there were asked to hang on to those interviews and let them out closer to the release date. So don't worry, there's going to be a lot more reporting coming very soon. We had actors like Kevin McNally were there, who plays Poto. Of course, you might know him as Pirate Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean. He came and joined us. We had, he looks so dapper. Look at that jacket. He's looking good. And we had, of course, Jodie Benson, who plays Nia. She's our mother in this, and Jodie is the most wonderful person. She is so sweet, so excited to be part of the show, and so supportive. We're so thankful for her joining us. And she was so excited about being at this premiere and getting to meet her kids from the show. Not her actual kids, she knows her kids, but her kids from the show. And all of our actors were there. So here is Alkeo, He plays Janner, talented young actor. Some of you may see him in a Christmas special on HBO Max. I just saw a trailer for it. Our team saw it, and he's in it. So that was fun. But he's a great kid, talented actor. Here's Griffin, plays Tink. If you picture this face when you get to enjoy Tink when you watch the show, you'll get it. He is the coolest kid, super fun. Loved his jacket, the glittering sleeve, man. Great kid. And then of course Romy. Romy plays Lily. She was ready to go for this carpet. She is actually in a show on Broadway right now. And actually took a break from the show, took a night off. They let her go to come down and join us for the premiere last week. So can't wait for you to hear more from her. And here they are, the whole family together. And it was just a wonderful experience. So great red carpet and lots of fans, lots of investors, lots of guests. Of course, our great friends at Angel Studios. This is the Harmon brothers proper, along with Andrew, myself, Neil, Jeff, and Jordan hanging out with us. Everybody looking dapper. It was good. One of the ideas was, what if, along with this amazing red carpet and just kind of that event, what if we had an experience that when you walked into the lobby of this wonderful performing arts center at Belmont University, the Fisher Center, what if in that lobby you felt like you were walking in to Dragon Day? Like, what would that feel like? And so we actually have a little piece of video we're going to show you of what that kind of looked like, and then we're going to have a chat about what it took to pull that off. So check this out.
Wave. And then we'll do one more cue with the little wave.
Amazing, right? So good. I am joined by my sweet wife, Heather, which some of you have met on previous live streams. Heather directs our theater program for our homeschool group called The Drama People. And when we first walked in that venue back in August, I think it was, maybe in September, you took it upon yourself and said, I want to make this like a really wonderful experience.
Yeah.
And we went for it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that's what we were doing. Like, I just, when we looked at it, I was like, oh, we could make a little set piece in the corner of the cottage. Wouldn't that be neat?
Uh-huh.
And so we're like, yeah, that would be great. So I contacted a friend, Jonathan Martin, and his team, and they built the set. And then it just kind of kept spiraling from there in a good way. I don't think we initially set out to do something so grand, but.
Yeah, and our house basically got overtaken by Dragon Day for, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, maybe longer.
Yes, probably so. Beginning in October, in earnest.
And all that to kind of set this scene that what would it look like to experience it. So this started with a concept drawing. Do we have that drawing that we can show? Okay. So this was like, what would it look like if we needed something to like get behind, right? And this is like what it turned out to be. I mean, we had to move the house. It wasn't quite at the end of the hall because there was a thing we had to get through, so it's kind of a little bit off to the side. But it came to life just like that. And so it was heavily researched to draw it from the episode 1, Dragon Day, and then from the books. Right, there's just all this reference of different things that we could try to find. We have some close-up photos of the event that we want to kind of talk through here, just to give you a sense. So here was one of the stalls. So tell us about this stall.
Yeah, so this was Farinia's flower shop. Being a flower girl, I was just like, oh, I really want to find a way to include Farinia's in the fun. And I even contacted local flower growers because I thought, okay, well, what if we had, bouquets that people could buy? And it was, we were getting to the point where we had enough merch and really we kind of had tapped out all the merch that we wanted to be able to offer. So we decided to scale that back and not have actual bundles and bouquets for people to buy, but I didn't want to let go of the idea of having Pharinias. However, I ran out of time to put it together, so I had a number of props that I had assembled, some from my friend Heather and all kinds of various different places that I'd sourced all these props, including our own stuff and drama people stuff.
And from Nashville Rep. And
Nashville Rep. Goodness, I'd be scared to rattle off a list because I would forget somebody, no doubt. But yeah, we had a lot of people helping us to find the props. So anyhow, when we got there...
How many of these items in Pharinias are real?
Well, they're all real.
All real? Okay. No plastic ones in there?
No, we used fake ivy to cover the direction sign, but otherwise those are all real flowers.
That's amazing.
So I was standing there, and in walked the Pharminia herself.
Yeah.
Kim Lango. And I was like, oh, Kim, you're the perfect person. So I handed her...
So hold on. Kim is Keith Lango, our head of animation and designer of all the amazing animation tools we use. His wife, Kim, is this certified...
She's a master gardener. She had her own flower growing operation for a long time, where they just created these incredible, beautiful bouquets that she grew herself.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, perfect. And so Kim, I gave her kind of the rundown of what the idea was, and she and her boys, John Mark and Brandon. Brandon's not her son, but John Mark is. Anyways, they ran off to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever to source a few things, and they created basically a stall using zip ties and pieces of 2x4.
So good.
And voila.
So I have to tell you, so Pharinias Flower Shop, can we pull it back up again? So this booth is so much like the show. When I was telling the actual designers in the show what we wanted her flower shop to be, I wanted it to just be like this abundance of color and life in a town that's fairly drab. It's been, it's an occupied town that's kind of beaten down, a little western town, and here's this one pop of color, which is clever because, of course, fangs hate good-smelling things. So it's also a private place in town, right? Because they don't like to hang out here because it's nice and it smells good, and which smells bad to them. So it's just not to give away anything from season 1, but it's a location that you could have private conversations if you needed to.
Right. Because of the good smells.
Not at the venue, per se. That was kind of a busy one. But
I wish I left my phone. I don't have my phone with me. If I did, I could show you a wonderful picture of Mr. Wall here and my dad and his dad and both of our moms painting pumpkins. Some of the men around the table were not thrilled to paint pumpkins with me.
I just have to pause right here in the middle of our live stream. How many minutes are we into this? We're 18 minutes into it. All right. How many of you out there? You can tell. Homeschool family. Yep. Boy, do we smell like a homeschool family right now.
We are a homeschool family. Yeah. This is true.
So a lot of
Speaking of homeschool family,
making it ourselves. That's for sure.
I should point out that any crate, just about any crate that you see in the Dragon Day photos.
Yeah. Oh, go pull that up again. So there's one in
a large majority of
the sheaves, actually. Sorry, Esther, I keep making you jump onto it. Okay, so the sheaves there of grass. Sheaves, I'm getting it right. And then the little crate down here on the left.
It's holding all the pumpkins and a bale of hay. Yep. All of those were created by our sons, primarily engineered by Elijah, who's 14.
It's basically give him a screw gun and some raw wood.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of scrap lumber from a previous production, and I was like, Elijah, what can you make with this? And so he built a ton of crates. And
I did end up with at least one screw in one of my tires of my truck.
That's true.
So, teenager.
The tire was a casualty.
But there we go. All right, so what else we got? Let's, Esther, what's another one of these images we... Oh, yes, here we are. Yeah. Okay, so you have to have books and crannies. Now, this Books and Crannies isn't stocked with a ton of books.
No.
Because...
We had to... We wanted to make sure that our merch tables weren't confused. We didn't want to confuse what was props and what was for sale.
Right.
So we kind of went slim on the Books and Crannies corner of Dragon Day in order to make sure that everybody knew they could go visit the Landmark Booksellers table and the merch table where we had all the cool t-shirts and posters and stuff. So it was kind of combining...
Scouts toolbox in the bottom left. Elijah built that for Scouts.
That's true. Actually, Charlotte did.
Charlotte built that one. That's amazing.
Yeah. And the harp that's back there is kind of hiding because there's just no way that thing actually plays music. So hopefully nobody looks too closely.
So this was our Oscars. Random
Yeah, and
bits
we
of
had
stuff.
fun. So I'll have to say Daniel Haycox.
Danny Haycox, who is coordinator for the art department here, making our show, was
He
most
was
of our
sourcing
people
me all
got
the time.
yeah most of our people got sucked into this. Like it was craft day at the Wingfeather Saga offices, and
I fed everybody pizza though.
we
so
would do painting and creating of things.
yeah, it
As
was
this
really
went.
fun. But every couple
Look
of
at that
days,
lock.
I'd say,
That lock is amazing.
"Hey Daniel, that was from the Ferris family. Thank you, Ferris family." And Daniel would give me, like, I need to see what glip fruit looks like, and he'd give me a picture of glip fruit. I need to see what such and such looks like. So he was always sourcing me with reference art, which was fun.
Which glip fruit actually looks. I think we have some images of that, right?
I was thrilled one day on a walk. I saw Osage orange. I think some people call them hedge apples, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that looks just like glip fruit." So more
if you
than
see our stall, here we go.
probably at least 5 homeschooled children of various
So
sorts.
the glip fruit in the bottom left there, yep, that stuff. That's real. Those are real potatoes, actually potatoes. And the glip fruit is Osage orange fruit. So
Yeah.
and then I got some plum yums down there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lovely cart. And then we actually had.
And my friend Heather, by the way, I just want to give a little shout out to Heather Z. She came over. We had a lot of fun assembling the fruit cart together.
So this fruit cart right here, just to note, okay, the fruit cart. That is another one that our boys built.
Actually,
right?
Carson, my friend
Carson
made
helped
that.
This one. That's right. So Carson built this. One of our scouts. Scouts and homeschoolers. You're picking it up, aren't you? Anyways, those are fake wheels that are just laid in there to make it look like a wagon. That's a standalone thing. It's very fun. And then the next photo with these young ladies. So one of the ideas Heather had was we really want some theming with people. So she recruited theater students from Belmont.
They were
being like a dozen of them, right?
We ended up with 16 Belmont theater majors
that you had to go find costumes for.
Yes.
So they're all costumed.
They're costumed.
And we gave them character ideas.
Yep, we had some who were bards, some who were from Torboro, some who were from. We had some stranders. We're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but I figured we've got to have some stranders in the room. So,
we had one young man dressed as Pete the Sock Man who could actually tumble. Yeah. So he was tumbling around the room.
That's hard to do though when you're wearing socks and it's a marble floor. He's
I actually saw him do the first one.
I have to scale my tumbling back a little bit so that I don't get injured.
Yeah, it was really entertaining. So they were milling about. And then let's go to the next one. We actually had some real food that people could eat.
Yes.
And this was some custom made. Had a number of people helped us with this. Mm-hmm. So there was some mini maggot loaves there, and some gooey blueberry
gooey balls.
Yeah, blueberry gooey balls. Sorry.
Which, by the way, the maggot loaves. That sounds disgusting, but they were quite tasty.
They were delicious. They were a chocolate nut kind of confection, and then the blueberry gooey balls were cake balls with chocolate on the outside, right?
Chocolate coating, yes. My friend Nanette made those so beautifully. I was very pleased with how those turned out. And then another scout and homeschool, budding baker, my friend Garrett, did all of the plum yum thumbprints. And they were gluten-free. And they were very good.
So these are individually wrapped treats that people could snack on. And I was like, there were 1,000 of each one. And we were like, we're going to end up taking home a bunch of these. But no. They were all absconded. Mm-hmm. We also had made separately these red packages of popcorn. And it was as you went in the theater, so it's all printed Wingfeather Saga, and you could pick this up and pop it open, and there's some popcorn inside, and then we had little water bottles as well. So that was kind of rounding out the theme.
Yeah, I think Todd very patiently stacked each one of those.
Oh, they were having fun.
One by one.
On the front side, yeah. Christy Bragg, Andrew's manager, and her assistant Kate took on kind of the coordination of all this event stuff, and they just did a fantastic job. It was really wonderful to see her in that element. And her husband Todd was in the thick of it with us. Last thing I want to show you is we invited a local bookseller. Oh yes, some more images of these barrels. Okay, so there's these huge barrels that actually just went home today that themed out. They're real wooden barrels. They're actually from a distillery down the street that you can buy them when they're worn out. So we had some of those in there too. But we actually invited a local bookseller. If you were here for the live stream 2 weeks ago, well, maybe 3 weeks ago, we had a live stream from Landmark Books and invited them to come and set up a booth, and they did. And look at this. Not only did they set up a booth, it's a lovely booth, and they had a collection of original first edition books, but also came in costume. So Eric over there is on the far left there, is dressed as Oscar, I believe. And then, they all dressed as characters, their favorite characters in the show. So good. It was great to have them. We love supporting local bookstores and thought this was a cool way to do it. And they had a great night together. Yeah.
Yeah, Landmark has
Books.
a whole, kind of their specialty is local authors and Tennessee authors.
Yeah.
So, of course, for them to have the chance to showcase Andrew's work.
Andrew has looked in their store quite a few times and signed copies and put them on shelves, and so if you visit their store here in Franklin, Tennessee, but you should, any small bookstore that Andrew might be touring through, he will often slip in and sign those books. But support those local bookstores, please. Buy those books from them. It's great. Okay, and then lastly, we invited our friend from Tulsa, which if you saw the live stream 3 weeks ago, invited our friend Dwayne. And Dwayne had done these huge cosplay versions of the characters and asked if he could come out and be part of the lobby, and he said yes. And so check this out. They had the Igby kids plus Slarb the Fang. And I mean, it just... So he's on stilts. It's hard to, there's some photos you get with people. Yeah, there you go. And he's huge, right? And then the kids are also, really big. And it was actually his children in the costumes with him. And
sadly, we had to recruit at the very last minute a helper to wear his wife's costume because they had some illness that
and she couldn't travel
kept her
out
behind.
with him. So they threw it all in a U-Haul, and then Heather was like, I can't just have the kids, the Igby kids, and Slarb standing around. We need a carriage. Yeah. And so you'll see behind them is a black carriage. It was a really cool piece. Got the lantern hanging off the back just like it is in the show. And it is, that was fine. So that was a Amish doctor's carriage, right? That we found. And, yeah.
You should have seen us bringing it in though, because beautiful brand new marble floor. We were like, not going to be that, that business that scratches up the floor. So we used moving blankets, and we literally would put a blanket down, move the carriage a few feet, take the blanket, put it, we just kept relaying it down like a Vikings,
Chip.
So
unbelievable.
It took quite a while to get it rolled into place.
So that whole lobby got built. It was an amazing experience for everybody to walk through. And then we, at the end of the night, of course, seeing all our friends, had to empty the building. Around 10, we had to start to usher people out the door.
Yeah.
So that by 11 p.m. we could start to load out all that cool stuff to be clear of that building by midnight. Let me tell you, it was all hands on deck. We had people in their suits helping to load out and tear everything apart. It was just quite a thing. One of the hardest things to tear down, I think we have a great photo of this, but the Igby cottage. It's this huge shanty back here. Yeah, here it is. And so it forced perspective, so it just looks amazing. And it's this big set. And the photo we showed earlier of the Igby kids with Jody and Kevin was in front of that as well, and it's just it was a great piece. But all that had to get torn down, and it's currently in our garage because that's what we're doing. But it's a beautiful set. We'll figure out what to do with it next. Anyway, it's just an amazing night, and I have to say, Heather, well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Made for just
it was
immersive.
So fun to do, every bit of it. The dragons and the banners and
up above are these cool banners. She made 3 sea dragon kites that are flying through the air. There's just a lot that it's quite vertical, so not everything showed up even in the video you saw. But there was a lot in the lobby too. We had a band playing a little duet. They were rocking it out all night, so it was quite a thing. It does make planning for Thanksgiving seem a little easier this year.
I know. Suddenly Thanksgiving feels very simple. And inviting. So much to be thankful for.
So much to be thankful for. No kidding. Awesome. Well, we at that had just a lovely time in the lobby, and then we got to go inside. And music's a big part of what we do here, and we were so excited to invite Arcadian Wild back. So they worked with us on the short film, and we invited them back to write again as composers on the series. And so they've done that along with Kurt Heinecke, who is our other composer, and then Ben Shive, music producer. And we got to go in the hall then, and as the start of the event, getting warmed up, we invited Arcadian Wild to come and play for us. And we thought we'd peek you in on this and play a clip for you of their performance from the premiere last week. So please welcome the Arcadian Wild.
That's the Arcadian Wild, you guys.
I got to join in too. Oh my gosh, they're so immensely talented. Okay, so a couple things. First, if you heard that song, it's called Jurgen's Tune, from the short film back in 2017, you'll see that that is a new version They wanted to redo that for this new season, and that is the live version of that song you'll get to hear inside of season 1. So, love Arcadian Wild. If you don't know their music, go pull them up, listen to them. They have just some amazing stuff. But yeah, it was pretty amazing. We want the soundtrack and everything about the music in our series to have a distinctive Nashville vibe to it, right? So we want you to hear the mandolin and the guitar and just all the wonderful live instrumentation that we have here in Nashville. And so some really amazing people have contributed to that. Can't wait for you to hear it. Is it more than we need for a kids fantasy show? Yes, it is. But we're here to make something really rich for the whole family to enjoy. And super glad to be partnered with them. Okay, I told you we had some really special things to announce. The premiere was really just the beginning of what's going to unfold over the next number of weeks. So you may remember that episode 1 comes December 2nd. That is Lily and the Dragon song. Super excited about that. Can't wait. For those of you that have seen the short film from back in the day, of course, it's a lot of the same kind of stuff, but it's a new version of that, if you will, but expanded and kind of stretched a little bit. And then we have episode 2 following 2 weeks later. So on December 16th, episode 2, A Mysterious Map, is unveiled. And again, each of these will be on Friday at 7 p.m. Oh, but wait. What about episode 3? Are we ever going to see episode 3? We've only seen episodes 1 and 2. Well, tonight I am so excited to tell you that we have announced we will release episode 3 on December 30th. And it is called The Catacombs Below. Yes! So excited to get that episode to you. There was a real question for production if they could get it out in time, but our artists have been like, let's get it done. We're going to have 3 episodes ready in time for our holiday celebrations as families, which we're so excited for. Thank you so much to our amazing artists and our team that are working so hard. Keith Lengo and his whole team of animators and artists are just working crazy to just see if we can get these episodes out to you, and they've gotten it. So anyways, if you think of them, I'm not kidding, pray for them. It is a hard season. They're working real hard, and some, like myself, have gotten little colds here and there and just working really hard to do this, but we want to really push to the end of this year and get those episodes available. So episode 3. So with that 3rd episode, that will complete part 1. So part 1 of season 1 of Wingfeather Saga has arrived. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 will unveil through the month of December. And we are doing this in one big chunk, and there's a story kind of arc that comes to a really wonderful kind of cliffhanger here at the end of chapter 3 in the Catacombs Below. See if you can figure out what that means. And then we are going to have a break. There'll be a pause as we continue through production to get part 2 ready for you. And so I can tell you that in January there will not be new episodes yet, but part 2 will fall sometime in February. Those dates will be revealed later. But I can assure you the team is working as hard as they can. I had somebody ask me a few weeks ago, actually, so season 1's in the can, just waiting for the release date. That's not how we've done it here. We've been really pushing hard. We wanted to get these out in time for Christmas. And not only that, but it's now not only 1 episode, but 2, and now 3 episodes around this time that we'll be gathered as families and hope that we become part of what you guys watch and enjoy and talk about it between each other. So there it is. December 2nd, December 16th, and December 30th will be part 1 of the Wingfeather Saga Season 1. So excited to share that with you tonight, and so proud of our crew making that happen. It's just amazing. So again, where can you watch it? Well, right where you're streaming it right now. So here on YouTube or Facebook, we'll live stream as we release these, and you can watch it here. Or you can watch it in the app. If you prefer to watch it on your mobile device or on television, you can go to angel.com/wingfeather, angel.com/wingfeather, and it'll take you to the right spot. Okay? So angel.com/wingfeather is how you're going to find us. We're so thankful for the wonderful distributors and marketers that Angel Studios are. They're doing some great work. How many of you went and saw The Chosen television series, which is our sister show on the platform, was out in theaters, was number 3 at the box office this weekend, just after, small things like Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, whatever. They earned a ton of viewers and set the whole trade industry ablaze by having just a really amazing turnout. And we had the great fortune of being a part of that experience. There is an exclusive 4-minute clip from episode 1 and a greeting from Andrew that plays in front of every one of those in 2,000 screens. Isn't it amazing? We're so thankful for their help to do that, but introducing us to some people that may not know about our show, and now they know. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, we are so excited about December 2nd. What are your plans? Tell us in the comments. I'm curious, what are your plans for watch parties? We just showed you a really cool watch party. We may pull some of that stuff back out on December 2nd for our family to celebrate launching this. But what plans do you have? We'd love to hear about those and maybe take some ideas. We'll be sharing some more some of our recipes, some stuff we just made and had fun with. I know Heather's got some work to do to pull out some of the recipes for the blueberry gooey balls and for the maggot loaf that we made for our premiere. But would love to see what you guys are making. I've seen some of it out there on Facebook. Y'all have been sharing some really cool various versions of maggot loaf. It's kind of alarming, actually. But we'd love to see what else you have planned. I think this show is going to be a blast for you guys to engage with as families. It's definitely not a kids show only. It's for families to get around and get some popcorn and watch together. So hope you get to do that. All right. Last thing before I go, I got my little cheat sheet over here so I don't forget. If you want to keep track, if you're like, oh, I don't know about some of the new news and details, if you go to wingfeathersaga.com, there's a sign up there that you can get on our email list. Our email list is how we really communicate most directly with you. I know you may think, oh, I get all your stuff. Do you? Like sometimes through YouTube or Facebook or otherwise, you might not get all of our stuff. Email, a little more reliable. And we send out notifications of just the latest news. We try to not spam you, but just give you the latest on what we're up to and what's going on with our show. So go to wingfeathersaga.com and you'll see a little sign up there to add your email to our list if you haven't. I know email, that's a thing that for a lot of the kids, they're not even using email anymore. So that's fine. Just follow us on socials and you'll be fine. Lastly, I want to just encourage you. I mentioned at the beginning of our time together, but we have a lot of really cool merchandise, including some ornaments that you may want to put on your tree this year. We're going to put this on our tree, but there's a new collectible Wingfeather Saga Season 1 ornament available, along with a lot of other cool stuff. Anytime that you go support us in the store there, wingfeathersaga.com/store or store.angel.com. Either way, we'll get you to the same place. This week, we unveiled a Black Friday sale. We've got a Black Friday sale going all this week through the 28th. And so if you want to support our show and also pick up some cool merch, we would love it. Thank you. And so you'll find some new hoodies and T-shirts and all kinds of cool stuff out there. We're going to keep coming up with new ideas of stuff that we can make for your families. So December 2nd, week and a half away. Can't wait to spend the time with you. We'll have our whole crew together to celebrate with you on a live stream then. In the meantime, happy Thanksgiving, happy Friendsgiving, whatever that is for you. And thanks for spending some time with us tonight. We'll see you very soon. Good night.